For most of us Americans living comfortably in the 21st century, it is difficult to comprehend how painful it was to live in Westchester County during the American Revolution. With the British in control of New York City and the Patriots loosely controlling the Hudson Highlands to the north, Westchester County became a no man's land where no government could enforce laws. Sandwiched between brutal military forces, Westchester residents were driven to do whatever it took to survive. Many Lower Westchester and Eastchester farmers would not pledge allegiance to either side. They sided with anyone who would offer gold or other needed goods like food. Timothy Hunt, a Westchester native, grew up during those hard times. In 1853, Timothy published an article in the National Magazine recounting his dreadful experiences as a young boy in Eastchester as he approached his 80th birthday. Just after turning 8, Timothy witnessed the deaths of a party of Patriot militia. There was considerable fighting at what was known as the Ward House. A year later, a British cavalryman threatened that he would cut off Timmy's head with a sword. Timothy's family were often visited by marauders known as skinners, as they were always seeking clothing. He witnessed a horrible man named Tom Colbert pursue a man named Samuel Tucker. He saw Tom Colbert shoot the refugee through the head and watched while he stripped the clothes off the victim. Before his 11th birthday, Timothy was informed that the son of William and Freelove Townsend Pinckney, two of Eastchester's most prominent citizens, Henry Pinckney, aged 20, a member of the local Patriot militia, was shot and killed by a British soldier in front of his parents. Unlike many other Eastchester families, the Pinckneys and their 11 children never evacuated the town. It is believed that William, the father, had switched sides many times to protect his family. He even allowed one of his daughters to marry a British officer and another to marry someone from the Loyalist militia. The Pinckneys survived and prospered after the war. Timothy's most dreadful memory of the Revolution happened long after the surrender of Yorktown, when the war was technically over, but peace had not yet returned. The British were preparing to evacuate New York City. British soldiers seized Timothy when he was driving his cows back to his house. This is what happened to Timothy and his family, using his own words.
Binding my hands behind my back, the soldiers made a good fire and placed a shovel to it till the iron was red hot. They threatened to burn me to death if I did not tell them where the money was hidden in the house. Begging and crying, I told them I would tell if I knew. Then they brought my stepfather in and placed a rope around his neck and hung him for a minute or two. Then they applied red-hot shovel to his naked flesh. They continued the hanging and burning process furiously. The next thing they did was to bring out my mother. These animals threatened to torture her like my stepfather if she did not give them money. My mother stood before them without weeping and said,
"You have murdered my husband and have us in your power. But remember, God Almighty will bring you into judgment for these things."
They finally let us all go. Mr. Shute, my kind stepfather, never recovered from the torture for a long time and never enjoyed good health after that.